My lip is getting worse. My face feels like a ball of fire. Should I just take the epi now? What is up, guys? Today's a super big and busy, very important day. God, I hope we can get it all done in one day. In the back of my truck, I got some 12-inch long King smooth body shocks with reservoirs and adjusters. And we also got the Archive Garage shock relocation mounts. We're gonna be installing those today. Alright, so I'm going to dive into this. What I've done is I've lifted the truck up a little bit and I've measured the distance between the fender well and the very top of this lug here. It's 11.5 inches. That's going to be different than anyone else's because I have aftermarket flares, but I just want to compare this to... Get out of here, bee! Jesus! I want to compare this to what we get in the future, because right now that tire is basically just hanging there. I'm going to be rushing through this job because I have to get it done today, because if I don't get it done today, I got a 24-hour shift tomorrow, and then I go to Cashmere to get the truck re-geared with the folks from Just Differentials. So it has to get done today, so I'm not going to focus too much on filming. I'll give you a brief overview. The instructions are super clear, so if you want to do this, I'm sure you can figure it out. So we're going to take our shocks off, get those out of the way. Alright, so I've got the old shocks out, hanging. Now it's time to start cutting off all the stock mounts. This is the part that's going to be really time consuming. Eventually I'm going to have to take the U-bolts off and figure out how to balance this differential so that I can make some cuts there. But I'm going to start with just the upper mounts, just start with the easy stuff. I'm going to make sure that I find a fire extinguisher because I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding up near the fuel tank. And just while I'm here, I want to point out that in order to do this mod, you have to have 1.5 inch wheel spacers, so that way your wheel doesn't rub into the box that he's provided. And if you're going to go with wheel spacers, I think they're totally fine. I think they're safe as long as you get hub-centric wheel spacers, preferably just from Spider Tracks. They're just a brand that I would trust. So your first serious cut is going to be running down this seam and then cutting this weld out and then cutting across the top. And then what we're going to try to do is pry this thing back and cut it out of the way. That way we can put our Archive Garage mount in there and it'll sit flush. First piece is out. I'm going to check this. Sits pretty flush now. I'm going to throw a flap disc on and just clean this surface up really good. All right. What we're doing, we're cutting off the passenger side shock tower. We're going a little bit off of the directions because I have these big fender wells. I got a lot of room to work in here. We're lucky enough to use Tyler's lift, so it makes it pretty easy to access these and cut them off, whereas most people are going to be removing the bed and then cutting this off. So and we got a guy who's going to come tonight to weld, so what we want to do is get everything ready for welding and then weld tonight, whereas the instructions kind of have us weld a little bit here, weld a little bit there. So right now we just need to get this thing off, and this reciprocating saw is making quick work of it. See if I can chisel that away a little bit. Let's see.
I had to get some sparks flying.
That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
The air chisel.
I have an air chisel. I mean, you probably should grind it off, but
Yeah, it's all good. Ah, that sucks. I just took a drink of my beer and there was a wasp in there. That stung me in the lip.
being the great friend that I am, I just grabbed the camera.
Dude, that's gonna swell up.
That's why I'm documenting the progress here.
Ah! And there's children around, I can't swear! Earmuffs!
He doesn't know.
It was like in my mouth, I was like, what is that?
I saw him, I squished him. Stepped on him. Full on put a yellow jacket in your mouth.
I'm not crying, it's just made my eyes water.
We're watching for signs and symptoms of anaphylaxis.
Or is it? It'll swell up, I'm sure. Can you see it?
I gotta get, there we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I can see where you got tags. Maybe it will.
Clears my sinuses really good.
What?
You were just talking about how you got stung by a wasp.
He did.
All right, well.
All right, well, we'll keep tabs on that as it gets more swollen. This will be a fun addition.
Do you mind if I
To the
get a
vlog.
fresh beer?
No, nah, you need to finish that one.
Oh, just my luck, man. I have the worst luck. I just call, dude, BF Goodrich just calls me. I go to take a celebratory drink because I might do something cool with BF Goodrich this November. And I get stung in the face.
It's got to take you down a couple notches.
I got the best luck and the worst luck. There's no middle ground. Ah!
Did it taste like Yellow Jacket?
It tasted just like Yellow Jacket. Dude, I look like Rocky Balboa.
Hey, go away.
Adrian!
Right now, pre-fight. In about 20 minutes, maybe it looks like post-fight Rocky.
I really hope not. Should I just take the epi now?
Maybe we'll get done with stuff after.
I got some.
I do too.
Ah!
That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right, update. I've got the passenger side shock mount cut off. I'm gonna leave the driver's side just to save time. My lip is getting worse. My face feels like a ball of fire. But we're not gonna let that stop us. Nope. I would take Benadryl, but I don't want to be sleepy. Oh well, I'll just look like a duck. Kylie Jenner. Right, so now I gotta tackle these lower shock mounts, and they're probably the hardest part because they're really, really, really welded on there. I'm gonna support the axle on one side, take off the U-bolt, cut down this flange here, cut off this deal, and then put it back on. So once we got this shock mount on, I re-bolted this side up. I'm gonna cut this flange off, or this flare, and then I'm gonna move over to that side and cut that. That way, then the whole thing's ready for a weld. Now, just bear in mind, this is out of sequence from the instructions, and I hope I'm not making any big mistakes, but I think we can make it work with the products that we were given, so should be all right. That's the money shot. What's up, guys? We are back. We got the truck done. It looks incredible. Let me tell you guys, the numbers that this thing's putting out now that we've got these 12-inch Kings on, it's phenomenal. We increased our travel, our down travel by 4 inches, okay? By 4 inches. We've went from 8-inch shocks to 12-inch shocks. The up travel, I think, is about the same still, but it is incredible. The difference, and I can already tell you, like, just by feel, the thing feels amazing. just going over like big bumps, like railroad tracks, that kind of stuff. It just floats. I got the adjusters on the King shocks. I dialed them down to like all the way smooth, and so it just feels super soft. It's awesome. And when I tow stuff, or like right now I got the dirt bike in the truck, I can just crank them up a little bit, add a little bit of pressure to them, and then they feel a little bit stiffer and they kind of handle that weight better, and I don't have the sag. So huge shout out to Archive Garage. These shock relocation brackets are super easy. We don't have to cut through the bed or anything like that. Altogether, the project was pretty simple. Got it done in the majority of one day. I had to come back the next day and kind of throw the shocks in. I did have a little bit of an issue with my shocks having this right angle on the reservoir hose. I'm gonna run it for now when I go to, because I'm going to Moab in like 2 days. But I'm gonna run it for now, and then when I get back, I'll have that swapped out. But I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to bleed the shocks and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do that later. But for now, I can't wait to go flex test this thing in Moab. Look forward to that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, turn on notifications, all that kind of stuff, so you can see this thing flex it out in Moab. That's gonna be the true test. I've already flexed it a little bit, and it's pretty incredible. So, all right guys, thank you so much for watching. Get some work done this week, but don't you forget to live.